All right, here it is, the Lord of the Rings Duel Race Powers tier list. We're going to start with the Elves. So when you play a yellow card, taking an extra turn, I put that in the A tier. The other two powers, the one where you can put troops in any location, I put in the B tier. And then the one that gives you a discount on a resource, or just one of the resources is free the rest of the game, that's going to save you one coin for every single thing. That's definitely S tier for sure. All right, top of the S tier. Okay, that puts the elves around an A average. Okay. Next up, the hobbits. Okay, so the eagle symbol, put that in the A tier because that's like the law token. It's going to always be useful, at least to put pressure onto your opponent, if not to just outright win the game. Next, the playing the blue card, that's also an A tier. Every time you play a blue card, adding an extra soldier. Getting extra soldiers is very useful in the game, and also kind of puts pressure on the other win condition of the blue track. So you got a little bit of the green way of winning, and then the blue way of winning, putting pressure on the red way of winning. So next up, taking 3 coins from the reserve. I put that in the B tier. This is just my initial ranking, obviously, but I feel like that isn't the most amazing thing to do a linking symbol build and then yeah, I put that kind of in the middle of the B tier. Just 3 coins to pull off a linking symbol, not the most amazing thing, but not too bad. Discarding a single card in H3 could get you that, but building a linking symbol in H3 getting you that as well is kind of nice. Maybe I would put that higher, but have to play more. To be honest, I never played with that one. I won the game with this one. I played with this one twice. That S tier is very, very useful. And the game is as such that you could get none of these or you could get tons of these. It all depends on what you're doing in the game. And if you're taking green tokens and they're taking green tokens, you each will have a bunch of powers. It's very exciting that way. All right, we're going to go to the Ents and Wizards at the end, but we're moving on to the Dwarves and giving the Hobbits an A and an A and a B, so we'll give them an A minus. So Elves were A, Dwarves are the next one. Where will they fall? When you play a landmark tile, ignore the additional cost. I put that in S tier. Buying landmarks is important in this game. Put it in the bottom of S tier, but that's still very useful to be able to do. And just cheaply get all of the landmarks when your opponent is needing to pay that extra coin cost. All right. The next one, when you play a landmark tile, take another turn. Those two can potentially synergize with each other. You buy them for cheap and take another extra turn. And I think somebody did an analysis of Seven Wonders Duel and found that the more turns taken in the game, like say you have just over 30 turns and your opponent has less than 30 turns at the end of Seven Wonders Duel, then it means that you likely won the game. So you had so many extra turns over your opponent, whether from losing in military going into the next stage or getting extra turns from wonders, right? If you're able to maneuver the game as the dwarves and get more extra turns, I would imagine that would be a lot of value to it. So both of these extra turn ones I put in the A tier. Then finally, so we got an S tier, we got an A tier, but then the next one, moving around your troops, I don't think is very valuable. I'd rather place troops. Um, and so that would be D. That'd be a D tier right here. Just every single time you take a green card, moving 2 troops. Not the greatest. I think it is the worst power of them all. Let me know in the comments below if I was wrong on that one. But that leaves the dwarves with a score of about a B. Okay, next up, the humans. When you play a yellow card, also move your character 1 space on the ring, on the quest track for the ring. Okay, so that one's all fine and good. Yellow cards are a little underpowered, I think, in this one in comparison to Seven Wonders Duel, where just the mechanic of Seven Wonders Duel, every time you build a yellow card, then in the future when you discard, you have more coins that you get from each discard. Uh, this doesn't really have that, but there's two cards that can synergize with yellow, so you could get both of those powers, the human and the elf one. When you play a red card, place an additional unit in a chosen region. That's going to be the normal one I'm going to be going for as the human players. And then the rest of the game, I'm just going to take a bunch of red cards and try to win that strategy. Just overpower them. Um, and then when you discard a card, take 2 times the coins associated with the current chapter. That one's fine. If I can't get this one, I'll take that one. And so a lot of times the third one doesn't really matter too much. Like I'm just not gonna grab that one as the humans. Because I'll have my choice of the top two, and then if I get another choice, I'll have the choice of the last one. And if the red one's the last one, I'll finally pick that one. Just the mechanics of the game, you're only going to take 2 of them from the humans in most cases, from any of these in most cases. So the very worst one is one that just won't be used, probably going to be underutilized. Worst one for the elves is going to be the yeah, I guess the where the red units go. And then worst one for the hobbits isn't that bad of one. It's getting some coins from linking symbols, and that one you could make a little strategy out of, kind of like I like to do an urbanism strategy in Seven Wonders Duel. It's exciting to do because you could get like 20 coins by the end of it by getting 5 linking symbols. Urbanism just it's very cool to have passive income in the game, and the only way you can do that in the base game is to do like here's some of my notes. You could do economy or urbanism there, but as far as yeah, as far as like a powerful like strategy token or law token or theology token, perhaps those ones are more similar to this one. So law, strategy, and theology might be one of these two, like getting extra turns from wonders or getting extra turns from taking yellow cards, like more similar to those two. All right, so we've gone through the ones you can get in the first 2 ages, and now the ones you can get in the third age. Okay, so the Ents, and you could only take 2 potentially, and then going into age 3, you can get your third different gets you a new one, or 2 of the same gets you a new one. So if you get your third different and it's an Ent, the very first turn of age 3, you could remove the opponent's fortress, which would be pretty powerful. You could just take another extra turn, not so powerful. Or you could destroy 3 of your opponent's pieces. It's not going to outright make you win the game, destroying 3 of your opponent's pieces, but it it could be very useful. And you could destroy 2 of your opponent's pieces and then move one of your pieces into a location, and that could sink the game. And then, so those are the Ents, and I'd say the Ents, these are all just immediate, like one-time effects, but they're all right. They're all right effects. I'd say the Ents, an A, a B, and a C, that equals a B. So we get given Ents a B. And then finally, the Wizards. The Wizards, just moving 2 spaces on the quest ring track, may be what you need to sink it in the ring track. Placing 2 units in one region of your choice, that's pretty good, almost as good as destroying 3 units, and sometimes maybe even better because you could use the first unit to destroy and the second unit to place out a new unit where you couldn't moved in a unit. So they're kind of equivalent. And then in the B tier, and then the last one, taking a card secretly from the discard pile for the Wizards. Yeah, I put that one as an A tier. So that leaves the Wizards with an A tier, a B tier, and a D tier, making the Wizards be probably one of the worst in about a B minus. Maybe a B also. Okay. So with that, that is the end of this tier list. Please tell me in the comments below what do you all thought about my initial thoughts on the different race powers of Lord of the Rings Duel. And subscribe. I'll do more Lord of the Rings content or Lord of the Rings Duel content if you all enjoy this. And then we'll still be sticking with my Seven Wonders Duel content as well. And just keep playing games if you're a gamer and keep dueling if you're a duelist. Have a great rest of your day.